Hey, welcome everyone. This is your host, Author Atara Estes, and I'm going to take the next 15-20 minutes just to do a introduction of what Author Atara Estes Podcast will be doing within the next however long we can do this. I am honored and I am privileged right now to be able to bring awareness, and I would like to do something different from my STL radio show, that I can put more of a identification on who is Atara, what is her purpose, and how she can challenge you to learn how to be free, because who the Son sets free is free indeed. I'm going to be able to share my journey as an author, as a survivor, as a single mother of 2 teenage daughters, as a co-worker, as a friend. I want to be able to see the familiarities that I have, that I am only human. However, as life has come and presented many obstacles, valleys, tornadoes, tsunamis, earthquakes, the Great Flood, the Great Depression, and I still found myself able, some way, somehow, get up and keep going. That is not easy. It is easier said than done. But I would like to challenge my listeners, and I will be enhancing my broadcast as I become more acquainted again with the podcast. Like I said, I want to take away something a little different, but I want to enhance, because I'm always, number one, going to be an advocate and raise awareness on domestic violence and dating violence. But the struggle is so real in many aspects of what we find ourselves in, and how can we change. Change isn't easy when it comes to the mindset. Our bodies walk into areas that our mind is trying to figure out. I know you saw the signs, but why are you here? So these are the things I would love to develop throughout different podcasts. I will find more planned and purpose to my podcast. And right now, I just want to be able to have the liberty to just do, who is Atara? Who is Author Atara Estes? What did she publish? Well, I published my first self-published book called Damaged Goods, My Journey. It is on Amazon. You can get an ebook copy, hardbook copy, and you can dive into my journey. It talks about the survival of my heroic, if they want to call it that. I just found myself that this is not how the story ends. My memoir really talks about the dynamics of my childhood into my adolescence and my adulthood. and how domestic violence followed me in those 3 stages. And I find myself in the need to break the cycle, because one thing I have learned, that hurt people do hurt people. And when you don't understand how to break that cycle, you begin to pick up those traits and become what you never thought that you wanted to become, a victim. I survived 15 years ago being blindfolded, shot, thrown in the trunk of a car, shot in the back, and left for dead. Left for dead is something that we know that a lot of other victims are not able to share their story today. I've been on many interviews. My story has been on HEC TV in 2012. And you can see all of this on my website. If you click on the website, it will take you automatically to my story and go through that journey. Journalist, Oscar-winning Jonathan Clark did my story in 2012. And within 2014, I published my book, Damaged Goods. Damaged Goods is still happening, but I'm working on showing how you turn your pain into your purpose. And with all of that, I just want you to know trouble don't last always. Having a troubled childhood, adolescence, and it follows you into your adult years, it almost seems bleak, like you're cursed. But let me tell you right now, your attacks only provide proof that God has an amazing purpose in your life. How can you say that you are meant to be here and can help someone else get through whatever that is if you've never been through anything? People draw to you in the aspects that you can relate to them. I have an amazing journey that could make you say, why did you get back up after that? I've been lied on. I've been persecuted. I had people to spit on me. I had people to strip me down to my nothing because they didn't respect me. Didn't mean that God still didn't have a purpose for me, but the persecution was real. Real, that you have to face against all the lies that one can bring up against you. But then you have a God that comes and vindicate you and said all that wrong that someone may say and make it right. Today, my daughters and I are more than conquerors today. We're champions. We are champions. We are more than just survivors. And if you have been through any of these things of violence, victims of violence, of any kind, gun violence, domestic violence, sexual assault, violence, anything, you are a champion. You are not what they said that you are. That is a lie. And you can't continue to listen to the lies because it only shows proof that they didn't like themselves. So what do hurt people do? They try to destroy your self-esteem, your self-confidence. And we're not going to have that. See, with Author Atara, I am the expert of empowerment. Why am I an expert? Because I model it. I model it to let you know that you can do all things. All things. Anything you set your mind to, you can do all things. But you must believe in yourself. I see women, I see young girls accept being talked about, being ridiculed. I mean, just really losing themselves. And on this journey with Author Atara Estes, our journey is to find ourselves and to never be lost again. This is all about liberation. Of who the Son sets free is free indeed. I created this podcast to go from our pain and to display our victories. Let us heal together because we can. We don't have to ask for permission to heal. We can and shall be healed. Let me give you a brief update on who I am now today from what I was being told I was yesterday. Because it will make sense of the job that I do today because of the torture and torment that I had to go through just to get where I am today. I work with the St. Louis Integrated Health Network, and it will be a year. I am a community health worker, and I love what I do with the Relink program. I got my certification a year ago to do exactly what I'm doing today, that I've done since 2004, and that was help people advocate their rights to make sure that they are not being unfair with the justice system, with any health care. I was just that person to be of assistance. I was a strong advocate, court advocate at that time, and I'm a better one today. I was fortunate this past November to go to my first national conference to speak as a community health worker. And I became known from that point to be involved with as many social justice advocacy work that I could do, policy change. It is a game changer for me to go from a local community health worker to now a co-chair regional community health worker. And to reach national was a great honor that God could actually sit before me. And soon will be an international community health worker speaker.